Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. My name is Dominic, the founder of Fire and Security Association of India. I've been involved in the fire industry for almost 35 years. Again, throughout the career, awareness. When we started our career in way back in 1989, 90, nobody knew what is fire alarm system, why fire alarm system is required in a building, and how do we detect the smoke, the early smoke, the different type of smoke, and how do you identify what kind of extinguishing agent is required for different material like electrical fire. So for us, the people who started the career in 1980s, when electronic eras was changing, and there was no internet those days, there's no computer those days, when we started our career, and we were all referring to libraries that, every city, every extension had a library. So everybody used to go to library, access to that, and we used to learn out of that. And for today, younger generation is such a wonderful platform that we have this Zoom or Team and various software that we have, application we have to conduct programs like this. And I myself been part of this movement called Surakshit Bharat, and we continue the journey. Always the people say there is no end to learn, there is no age bar for learning. Okay, so today's session is all about learning, earning and giving. So giving is something that everyone must practice. I'm sure people who are turned 50 plus must start giving to the society for better nation, a better world. And I'm so happy to have our guest today, Sri S. Appavu, a retired Chief Electrical Inspector with vast knowledge, and he has been our delegate in various things, and wonderful knowledge he has. We thought we should also listen to him, understand what are the changes has been coming in the past couple of years. How do you see electrical as an industry changing? And as usual, our well-known face in this electrical industry, Mr. Gopakumar, who has been selflessly trying to transform, trying to build safety as a big element in electrical industry. So today we will listen to him and understand what are those 10 points that makes the building safe. So this is what we're going to understand today. As we all know, Cape Electric has been the catalyst in bringing many of the knowledge series today, and they've been sponsoring, they have been investing in free knowledge. And I'm thankful to Cape Electrical, who is owned by Mr. Gopakumar, continuously, putting an effort to transform this great nation called India. As you all know, the long journey since 1998 to 2022, from hardware to software today, they have launched a digital platform as a knowledge and process partner to ensure safe operation of low voltage electricity. That's called the full form of SOLVE. Safe operation of low voltage electricity. It's a software, it's an application which you can download, and you can interact, how safe, you can understand how safe your installation is, how safe your electrical equipment is. So is long journey from 1998 to 2022. So today they call leading the market with the right solution. If that is the motto of CAPE, and they're continually training people and continue to groom young engineer. I want to thank CAPE once again for not only doing business, but at the same time doing the great contribution, bringing the transformation in electrical practices. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to welcome Sri Appavu, who is a Chief Electrical Inspector retired from Government of Tamil Nadu. He is a certified energy auditor under BEE, conducting seminars organized by BAS, CEA, BEE, IEE, FICCI, and many more. On specially electrical installation, design, safety, earthing and energy conservation. He has undergone training in Japan under the Indo-Japan Dialogue on Energy Conservation for India and training in Germany on calibration of reference electrical energy standards. Coordinated various state government departments and stakeholders for the implementation of energy efficiency measure and policy formulation in the state of Tamil Nadu under the Energy Conservation Act 2001 and inspection of extra high and high voltage installation under CEA regulations 2010. We have such a rich, experienced personality today to bless us and give his opening remarks. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Dominic and Mr. Gopal. It's a great pleasure. It's a great opportunity for me that you extended. And salute to you, Gopal, for this untiring efforts in this field. Creating awareness is the most important thing among engineers, so that they can be confident on the thing what they are doing. First of all, I should appreciate you both. And coming to the 10 important points to be ensured to avoid electrical hazard and any fire in an installation, it's a very good thing. Always 10 means some inspirational quotes. Either it be a Bible or 10 commandments of Bible, or what do you call the Quran, 10 points of Quran, 10 verses of Quran, and 10 verses of Holy Gita, Bhagavad Gita, and 10 verses of Tirukural. So when 10 comes into picture, people always remember for verses, and they will readily keep it into the subconscious mind. I hope Mr. Gopal's explanation in his unique way on such important points will be readily accepted by our participants. Once again, I salute to the organizer, and very good morning to all the participants. Some of them are all my friends throughout the country. They are participating. I'm happy to see them, interact with them all in this wonderful day. And coming to the point, I will touch upon very generic points, because you should not become a repetition what Gopa wished to say. It's a notion. Something what I want to say is some generic points that are applicable for the fire and electrical safety. Generally, we should know the constitutional provisions. The constitutional provision vested with every citizen of India is under Article 21. We are enshrined in the Constitution. It's a right to live. It's a fundamental right. It's a right to live. Also, it derives its life breath from the Article 42 and 43 of the Constitution. It's a state subject. They have to formulate the safety. So safety is a subject of state. So though the Constitution empowers you to be safe, this concerned government will have to afford the provisions. Accordingly, the Electricity Act, besides the trading and other things, safety also have been insisted in Electricity Act 2003, and according to which it has created Central Electricity Authority. Under Section 53, it empowers to prescribe standards for the safety of personnel. And Section 54, wherever the public assembly occurs, it has to ensure safety. So also there is a stringent provision in the Act itself under Section 146. Whoever violates the provisions, any of the provisions of rules, regulations or act will be imprisoned for 3 months and 1 rupee and rupees 1 lakh fine or both. So such is the constitutional and the regulatory as well as act provides safety to the public. Accordingly, the CEA regulation has also prescribed measures, beautiful measures. That can be, all these standards and measures can be revised or that can be fine-tuned. There is no issue in it. But whenever the latest trend or change in trend occurs, we go on fine-tuning. There is no harm in it. But whether we strictly abide by it before fine-tuning is the main question. The thing is that there's a beautiful and quite useful provisions under CEA regulations. Regulations 5 prescribe the electricity safety officer, that is competent electrical safety officer, and chartered electrical safety engineer under regulation 5A. Also provides for the periodical inspection, then under regulation 30, and regulation 31 provides for the testing of consumer installations, and again regulation 32 is providing for the testing of generating units, and regulation 36 is with regard to the provision, specific provision of multi-storage building, and regulation 43 requires a prior approval before commencing supply to any installation. So these are the stringent provisions, but in spite of that, we really, the accidents happening and the hazards happening, fire occurring in our country are quite, it's very pathetic to see the accident every day. Almost as per NCRB, that is National Crime Records Bureau, 2018-19 statistics, more than 12,700 accidents have occurred. Unfortunately, in electrocutions, human as well as animal are equally suffering, becoming victim. And among these accidents, there are 55% of accidents are occurring in LV installations. That is less than 1 kilowatt. That is normal 415 volt installation up to 240 volt installation. Then 43% occur in the installation up to 11 kV. And above 11 kV, only 2% accidents are occurring. This is a scenario. So what we have to see here is the single major cause of accident is earthfall. Whether it be a line conductor snapping of distribution line or accident in a home. So these are all due to, most of the accidents are due to earthfall. So we have to analyze it. In spite of all the provisions, why earthfall are not cleared in the industry or domestic. Actually, we are not safe in homes. That's the important thing that you have to remember. Similarly, in earthfalls are not cleared by the OCPD due to poor coordination. Poor coordination is one point, and the earthfall will not be high enough to make the fault clear because of the various systems that we are using in the field. One thing is, in fire triangle, Mr. Dominic is aware, is a master in this subject. Anyhow, I would like to touch upon it. Air, fuel, as well as heat are the three constituents of any fire. We have air, it's unavoidable. We also have fuel load, like whether it be a carpet or wardrobe, screens or transformer oil, everywhere. The fuel is also there. But we can minimize it. But what we can certainly avoid is the heat out of arc or spark. That can be avoided. Provided we provide confident electrical installation design practices, then we can avoid such hazards in the field.
So I think we are running out of time, sir. We have the very interesting session lining up along with us today. We also have a very important guest today as an attendee. We have Mr. James Kuti, who is also the retired electrical inspector. I would like to acknowledge for attending this, along with Mr. Appavu from Tamil Nadu, retired electrical. We also have Mr. V. Suresh, who is the president of Focus Forum of Critical Utility Services, former HUDCO chairman, National Building Code vice chairman, and former IGBC chairman. So whatnot. We have wonderful celebrities who are listening to us today, and very keen to know what Mr. Gopakumar is going to talk about, the 10 important points. So I would request Mr. Appavu, Mr. James Kuti, Mr. Suresh to remain with us. Probably after the end of Mr. Gopakumar's session, I would like to bring you on the screen and we can take up a wonderful question which audience are quite keen. So we'll also spend more time in listening to others about their queries. So let's make this entire session interactive. We'll exchange ideas and see how we can improve our webinars. So all of you know Mr. Gopakumar, who is the familiar face today in India. He is an electrical engineer, director of KEP Electric. He is also one of the members in the working group of Indian and International Electro-Technical Commission, in short they call IEC, and the technical coordinator of Lightning Awareness and Research Center, Elias Trivandrum. Having more than 27 years of experience in electrical safety, lightning protection and EMC of electrical installation. You must remember, he has conducted more than 100 site studies on failure in electronic equipment and presented paper for over 1,000 seminars and training programs across the country. He also published the article about safety in various magazines and a book by name The Missing Link on the subject of electrical safety. I welcome Mr. Gopakumar to take this session, and I once again request Mr. Vishware, James Kuti, and Mr. Appavu to remain with us, and we will have you on board after he completes. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dominic. With more VIP attendees, the pressure also increases to make the presentation more and more perfect. So thanks for all the attendees and Mr. Dominic and Appavu sir. Let me start my presentation.